Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful venue filled with beautiful people. The 69th Annual Arkansas Alumni Award Celebration has begun, and we are so glad you're here. This year's celebration event ushers in several changes, including, as you can see, an enlarged venue, as well as presenting sponsor Fidelity Investments. A special thank you to all our sponsors and Fidelity Investments for their participation, as we recognize very special individuals at this year's event. Every year, attendees leave this event. If you've been here with us before, you know that they leave this event with a stronger sense of pride regarding the achievements of alumni you'll hear from, faculty, friends of the University of Arkansas. We know you'll find this evening to be an unforgettable experience, and we've already had a great start. During World War II, the activities of the Arkansas Alumni Association, like many others in the country, were put on hold. In an effort to boost university morale, association leaders created the first Alumni Award, the Citation of Distinguished Alumni, to honor the achievements of outstanding graduates. In the intervening years, the awards have grown to include recognition of service, loyalty, and faculty achievement, as well as personal and professional success. Tonight, we honor 11 alumni, friends, and faculty who are the University of Arkansas's star achievers. Now, each of you in this room is special to each one of the recipients, special to the university, special to your families. And you all certainly deserve an introduction. But with your understanding, we're going to limit introductions to those who are directly involved in the presentations, with a couple of exceptions. One exception is that for the first time in many years, we have a majority of the Alumni Association Board of Directors members with us tonight, and I'd like them just to, you don't have to stand because you've taken all that time to see, but just wave your hands and let them know where you are. We moved our board meeting to this weekend so that the majority of our board members could be in town to experience this great event. The other exception is if you have received an alumni award in the past, we'd love to have you stand and be recognized. Former Alumni Association award winners, faculty award winners, if you would mind standing and being recognized. So now it is time to begin our first series of awards before we enjoy dinner. It's always awkward when you're sitting there looking at your salad for this entire time. So we're going to ask you to eat your salads, but do so without any utensils so that you won't make any noise. Or you can use your fork, but just do it quietly. That would be great. So you may begin with your salads during this section of the awards. The Arkansas Alumni Association Award presentations recognize significant personal, professional, or volunteer achievement. Each award is accompanied by an individualized recognition piece. Let's go to the first award. The Andrew J. Lucas Alumni Service Award recognizes exceptional service by alumni on behalf of the university and the Alumni Association. The award was named in honor of Andy Lucas, class of 1959, as one who exemplifies exceptional service. He is a former Alumni Association editor, assistant director, and interim executive director, and for 3 decades provided loyal and dedicated service to his alma mater. We are delighted that Andy is with us tonight. Andy, please stand and be recognized. Tonight we are presenting this award to 2 brothers whose lives have been touched by music and education for as long as they can remember. As a result, Bill Woolley and David Woolley have spent more than 30 years helping the University of Arkansas bands improve their musical, educational, and entertainment value. The Woolley brothers were raised on the campus of the Arkansas School for the Blind in Little Rock, where their parents were administrators and teachers. Influenced by summer music camp, Bill became a drum major for the Razorback Marching Band and a percussionist in the concert band. 4 years younger, David remembers his brother standing in the living room wearing his band uniform, and he couldn't wait to join the band, playing trumpet in both the marching and concert bands. Both gentlemen received the Outstanding Bandsman and Directors Awards, participated in National Intercollegiate Band, and served on the student band staff. After graduation, Bill embarked on a 30-year career as an educator in the Little Rock School District and the Arkansas Department of Education, retiring in 1997. Similarly, David's career in public service has spanned more than 40 years with the Alma School District, where he was appointed superintendent in 2011. His most significant accomplishments include the formation of the Alma Education and Arts Foundation and the building of a $12 million Alma Performing Arts Center. The Woolley brothers, in combination with the Razorback Band Alumni Association Films, have made significant contributions to the Razorback Band. They created RBAA Films in 1970 with the primary purpose of providing film and photography services to the University of Arkansas Band's program. For more than 30 years, the brothers have filmed, photographed, and edited footage from university concerts, rehearsals, and Razorback marching band performances. Bill and David have also contributed to numerous other initiatives at the university, including the Eldon Jansen and Sanford Tollett Band Award, the Razorback Band Development Fund, Alma School District Summer Music Camp, and the Arkansas Alumni Association Scholarship Fund. They worked tirelessly to create the Razorback Band Alumni Society during the campaign for the 21st century. Bill currently serves on the society board, while David is an emeritus board member. Additionally, both men are life members of the Arkansas Alumni Association and have belonged to the Chancellor's Society for more than 10 years. In 2005, they were recognized as Towers of Old Main, the university's most prestigious giving club. You may or may not be aware that Bill and David have focused on two specific projects they believe will enhance the band experience and help cultivate the next generation of standout students. The first one is the Max and Kathleen Woolley Graduate Assistantship, named for their parents, which provides funding for graduate assistants and recognition of their outstanding leadership potential. The second is the Razorback Band Alumni Association Awards Fund, which provides funding for class gifts for band students to celebrate their years of service. One of these gifts is a ring that is presented to every senior band member. Bill and David, because this tradition of class gifts wasn't around when you were in the band, I'd like to invite Chris Knighton, Director of Bands, to join me on stage for a special presentation. And Bill and David, will you please also join me on stage? Bill and David Woolley. If you haven't figured it out, they got no idea this is going to happen. So. You want to say anything, Chris? Okay. You want just
Sure.
go ahead.
On behalf of the Razorback Band program and all of our students, we'd like to thank the Woolleys for their contributions of so many years of time and talent and leadership. They are making a very real difference in not only the experiences for our students, but the recruitment and retention of our program as well. We're also able to show our students performances and play performances for them with audio and video recordings. And because of their help and their contributions, we're able to do these things. So we'd like to return the favor with what we consider our senior ring, with a custom-made ring for each of them.
Awesome. That's great.
Appreciate it.
So these are the only guys that walk away with two prizes tonight. We can't forget that they are here to accept the Andrew J. Lucas Service Award, so they have time to talk. I'm going to go over here and grab the awards, and we'll get some pictures, but please welcome Bill and David Woolley.
You know, you don't often get surprised by something like that, but gee, this is quite an honor. Well, thank you, Graham. It's been 42 years since I was an undergraduate here on campus. I've lived in Alma all of that time, which made it very convenient for me to be up here whenever I wanted to, and including doing all my graduate work here. Gave me the pleasure of driving old 71 and enjoying those wonders way too many times. But had I not lived relatively closely to Fayetteville, it would have been a lot more difficult for me to do the things I did. Bill and I were fortunate to grow up having parents that believed in hard work and believed in being involved. And I don't have any doubt that that's where my beliefs in volunteerism originated. I think it's very important that a person give of themselves. For many of us in this room, it's sometimes easier to write the check than it is to carve out time in our lives to be personally involved in something that we believe strongly in. But although that financial support is certainly important, so is personal involvement in a cause that's important to you. It doesn't really matter what that cause is. It may be the Boy Scouts, it may be a religious organization, or it certainly may be higher education. But whatever it is, the important thing is not only to write the check, but to be personally involved in helping your cause to be as good as it can be. I don't recall that I ever made a conscious decision 42 years ago to begin doing video work for the band. It just kind of happened. Bill was already out of school and started doing some of those things. And quite honestly, we've always considered it an honor and a great privilege and a great opportunity to have the chance to continue to be involved with an organization that was very important in our lives and very, very meaningful to us. Is what we do hard work? Sometimes. Do we get cold and wet? Yep. Do we get tired? Well, more so now than when we were 30 years old. Is it always fun? Well, honestly, no. But the rewards of knowing that we've played a small part in helping many thousands of university band members to achieve excellence and to reap the benefits of being in that organization and all it means to them and their success in life is very important and makes all those other things unimportant. In more recent years, I certainly have made a strong effort to seek out other ways and every way possible to be involved with the university. My involvement in the last few years in the development division and in Fulbright College have become just as important to me as my involvement with the band. We're all very aware of the transformation of the university in recent years, and it's so rewarding to have been a part of something that is so life-changing to so many young people. It's gratifying to me to have had so many opportunities to give back to the university. There's no doubt that the university played the major role in whatever successes I've had in life. And it's a large part of the reason why I do what I do. And in no way am I finished. I hope that additional avenues of service to the university will come my way in the coming years, and I'm sure they will. My heartfelt thanks go certainly to the university and to the Alumni Association for this honor. It's humbling to receive this recognition when I know that there are many hundreds of people, including everyone in this room, that works just as hard for the university as I do. But nonetheless, it's been a wonderful event, and I'm very grateful for it. Thank you.
Well, I had the easy part. David wrote his comments first and showed them to me, so I just had to figure out what I needed to say that he didn't cover. First, I want to tell you, I echo completely everything he said. Service, my father was a member of a Lions Club for 50 years, and Lions' motto was "We serve," and it started there. But it's very gratifying to me to support this university and the band program and see the results. The significant changes and improvements in the band program and the university that can be directly traced to the campaign for the 21st century is just terrific. Our family owes a lot to the university. Our father was a Hendrix graduate, but when he wanted a master's degree in education, he came here in the early 40s. Our older brother, Jim, followed in 1958. In all, 10 of our family members have earned 7 undergraduate degrees and 8 graduate degrees, and I hope the string is not ended. Grandchildren Haven and Ethan, did you hear that? From 1958 to 1972, one of the 3 of us was marching with the Razorback Band and playing in a concert band with Dr. Richard Worthington and Mr. Eldon Jansen as our mentors. Most of the time, we were involved in leadership of some sort, and those 2 directors gave us the opportunity to learn stuff that you just don't learn in the classroom, right, Don Bobbitt? There's just so much of it you can't get there, and if students aren't involved in other things, they're missing out. In '67, when I graduated, I had a 35mm camera and a 2¼ film camera, and I started taking pictures, slides, in black and whites, so Dr. Worthington would have publicity material and the slides to use to review the band show so he could see what the stands were saying. one thing led to another. We bought a 16mm sound camera that must have weighed 50 pounds, and we moved it to the games and shot them and had a great time. The cameras have all changed. Video is much better. It doesn't cost what a small car cost, and it's easier to do. But why were we doing this? Well, you're thinking, those guys must be crazy to have done this all these years, and all you get is a thank you. Well, that's enough. Our family has degrees from this university in journalism, family and consumer science, interior design, art, business, engineering, music, and 11 in education. Now that ought to tell you right there. We have an interest in promoting everything, not just the band, and now I'm going to be preaching instead of teaching. There are 350 students in the Razorback Band program. Only 25% of them are music majors. The rest of them are from every place on this campus, every place. Not just the easy stuff. There are chemical engineers and structural engineers and ag folks, everything. And the grade point average last spring for the entire band, all 350 or thereabouts of them, the average was better than a 3.2. Now, I challenge you to find any other group on campus that's as eclectic as the band is that has that kind of a grade point average. The band provides good musicians with scholarship money that come from band resources, and those students are not always music majors. So the band program is not only benefiting the students, but it's benefiting the entire university by bringing in really top quality students to all of your programs. In summary, the audio and video provides the directors with the evaluation and review materials and video and audio recordings for recruiting. It also provides the current students with audition materials when they're trying to find jobs in music down the way. And it gives them material that tells them they were part of the U of A when they were here, that they can go back and look at. I want to thank some individuals quickly. First, Don King, who worked with us for 40 years. We could not have accomplished what we did. Unfortunately, Don died of cancer 2 years ago. I want to thank our wives and Don's wife, Beth. They allowed us to go and be gone. We don't play golf, we don't go fishing, we don't go deer hunting. Our hobby was Razorback Band. Also, our children. I can't tell you how many times my children and David's children and Don's children worked for free because we said, we need you, you're going with us. And I want to thank Louis Epley and Dina Wood and probably some others that I don't know for a well-timed nomination. And that's an inside joke if you don't get it. Also, finally, thank the Alumni Association for this honor, but I want to tell you, it was fun. The band kids are the best. They're smart, they're hardworking, they're fun to be around, and when it's time to have fun, they have fun, and the directors are the same. They're very intelligent, hardworking folks that really care about the band, and I'm proud to have an opportunity and that they've allowed me the opportunity to do what I've done. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce the president of the Arkansas Alumni Association, John Reap, to present this next award. John, will you please approach the podium? John has as much passion in his pinky as most people have for the Razorbacks, and we're so pleased to have such a dedicated volunteer who's made it his mission during his tenure to build pride for the university, bring awareness to all the wonderful things we do at the association, as well as the accomplishments of students, faculty, and alumni. Please, let's hear it for John Reap.
Thank you, Graham. I want to extend my word of welcome to all of you on behalf of the board of the Arkansas Alumni Association. This is our premier event. This is the big one for us, and we're so proud to be able to put this on. I know there's a lot of people out here that have been to this for many, many times, many, many years. This is my 8th one. And for a lot of us, this is as important, as big, as enriching an event as there is on this campus. So we thank you for being here. The Community Service Award was established to spotlight the contributions of alumni that alumni make to humankind through volunteer or professional services in their communities. Time and time again, Gene Fortson has demonstrated consistent leadership and volunteerism through his outstanding professional career and valuable community service. He's been involved in public service and government all of his adult life, including working as a legislative liaison for both the banking industry and the insurance industry. The majority of his business career has been in the banking industry and in manufacturing. Early in his career, his boss created an environment that inspired him to get involved in community service and to put something back into the community where he lived and worked. During his 20-year affiliation with Worthing Bank and Trust Company, the North Little Rock native served in a variety of executive assignments where he successfully led sales and communication efforts. In all positions, he was an advocate for community service, support of low-income loan programs, and dozens of special projects to aid the Little Rock community. During this time, he also was the Senior Vice President of Worthing's holding company, First Arkansas Bank Stock Corporation. There he gained national recognition as one of the leading bank marketing executives in America. Beginning in 1987, he served 13 years as President and Chief Executive Officer of Stebbins & Roberts, Inc., a major paint manufacturer and distribution enterprise in 9 states in the Southwest. Throughout this time, he actively worked to have employees and customers active in civic improvements and donated thousands of gallons of supplies to advance civic beautification. He has been a member of the City of Little Rock Board of Directors since 2006, serving as Vice Mayor from 2010 to 2012. Gene has played a vital role in stabilizing finances, gaining tax relief, and improving city services. He was a key leader in the development of Clinton National Airport and is past chairman of the Little Rock Airport Commission. His list of community service goes on to include past board member of the Arkansas Alumni Association Board of Directors and an A+ life member, past treasurer of the Greater Little Rock Regional Chamber of Commerce, and service as a chamber director over a cumulative 10 years. Appointed by then Governor Bill Clinton as a founding trustee of Pulaski Technical College. Former 2-term chairman of the Board of Trustees at St. Vincent's Infirmary Medical System with 18 years on the board. Former chairman of the Centers for Youth and Families. Past member of the Board of Directors of the Little Rock branch of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Trustee of the City Education Trust, providing scholarships to Little Rock High School graduates, and among other organizations, service as a board member of the American Red Cross Arkansas Chapter United Way of Pulaski County, National Bank Marketing Association, National Association of Bank Holding Companies. In 2005, he and his wife established the Donald Eugene and Gail C. Fortson Endowed Honors College Academy Scholarship within the Sam M. Walton College of Business to provide financial aid to students in the Honors College. We are honored to present this award to a dedicated servant of the Little Rock community and the state. Gene, will you please come forward to accept the Community Service Award? And as Gene comes up, I have a point of personal privilege. I've known Gene for many years, a family friend, my father's. Just some bullet points that I wanted to add to the comments, prepared comments. And when I think of Gene Fortson, I think of public servant, a multitasker, a businessman, a man that is obsessed with common sense and reasoning, and above all else, a true gentleman. Gene Fortson.
Thank you very much, John. As John mentioned, we have been friends for a long time, friends with his family. And the only comment I might make is sometimes when people move to Texas, as John did some years ago, they get inflicted with a Texas disease. They tend to exaggerate. And while I appreciate all your kind comments, John, Perhaps some of them may have gone a little over the top. It's obviously an honor to be here, and I appreciate very much the Alumni Association Award. You know, like a lot of people who live in Arkansas, I have the opportunity to be back on this campus on a regular basis. Football games, basketball games, various meetings, and virtually every time I come, I go down memory lane, like so many of you, to revisit Senior Walk and remember all of the things we learned while we were here. It's an educational institution preparing young men and women for the future with the academic skills they'll need. A lot of us grew up here. A lot of us were turned into mature adults, while some of us were maybe kicking and screaming, dragged into maturity, but it was an experience that has lived with all of us. And it was really on this campus that I learned the value of contributing. I learned a little bit about politics. I never ran for office up here, but I participated in some campaigns. And it really was not until late in life that insanity overtook me, and I did run for public office. I also learned a little bit about giving, working in such community activities on the campus as the Fun of Gabelee, as well as serious contribution causes that were often part of what we did. I spent 1 year as managing editor of the Razorback and learned what punitive public service can mean with all the hours that involved. But actually, those years were great memories that all of us cherish when we come back, and it provides a basis for what happens in later life. But coming back to this campus for this occasion got me to thinking yesterday about the larger picture, what the many thousands of alumni who have come from this school have done both in education, in business, in the professions, and indeed in community service in many areas of this state and in many areas of the country, and indeed outside this country. It makes me very proud to be part of this organization. And in fact, your Alumni Association is even today going forward with promoting other community services. In fact, I just saw an email in the past couple of days entitled Helping Like a Hog, which is an alumni program designed at community service. So for whatever I have done, whatever any of us have done, our contributions to our communities, I think, the basis for those were formed on this campus and have been part of our life going forward. And looking around and being at this dinner makes me very proud and humble to accept this. And for this honor, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Gene. And now our final award before dinner. The Young Alumni Award, established in 2000, honors the significant professional accomplishments of alumni who are 40 years of age or under, a segment that represents more than half of our living alumni. Is that hard to believe? Yeah. Recipients are alumni who, in the short time since graduation, have achieved extraordinary things. In just 7 years since graduation, Brandy Tuft has accomplished more than some do in their entire lives. The first person in her family to receive a college degree, her aspirations began as a young girl who always knew she wanted to be a Razorback. Her high school accounting teacher piqued her interest in that field, even creating an accounting to self-study class just for her, accounting to self-study class just for her. She is currently an assurance manager for Ernst & Young, where she is the lead manager on multinational Fortune 1 clients with annual revenues in excess of $450 billion. She's responsible for various areas such as accounts receivable, inventory, and title and entity-level controls, vendor allowances, and lease accounting, just to name a few. She directly manages and supervises senior-level accountants and internal auditors on multiple engagements. Through her work, she has traveled to some amazing places like Australia, Costa Rica, and the United Kingdom to participate in programs. She was selected for a secondment, a type of exchange program, to Perth, Australia in the summer of 2010. This prized assignment within Ernst & Young was a reflection of talent and future as a global leader at the company. Her ultimate goal is to make partner at Ernst & Young. A member of the Alumni Association, Brandy says that being a U of A student gave her the self-confidence to deserve a job at a Big Four public accounting firm, and says her time at the university was absolutely one of the best times of her life. She is also active in the Northwest Arkansas community, volunteering her time with Big Brothers Big Sisters, Single Parent Scholarship Fund, United Way, Northwest Arkansas Head Start, Special Olympics, and the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We're proud to present the Alumni Association's Young Alumni Award to Brandy Tuft. Brandy?
Thank you so much. When I received the phone call that I was chosen to receive this award, Norm Prestige and Don Eldred, whom were delivering the news to me, can attest that I was 100% speechless, which I don't think has ever occurred at any other time in my life. I was trying to get my head around what Don was telling me, and I honestly thought at first that I was dreaming. I had just come off a rough, busy season, even by public accounting standards, and I was receiving this amazing and very humbling news about this award. As I've had time to let it sink in, I've realized this award is so much bigger than me, and it represents more than just my accomplishments in community service. It's also for those people that have supported me and touched my life. First and foremost, I want to thank God, because without Him, I am nothing. I would like to thank the Alumni Board for considering me worthy of this honor, and the Alumni Association for this opportunity and the wonderful events of this weekend. I would also like, of course, to thank the University of Arkansas, my professors and counselors who provided me with such a great education and the opportunity to give back. I'd like to thank my mom, who from the time I could understand told me I would be the first person in my family to graduate with a college degree and fulfill my dreams, even when that meant letting her only child move 4 hours away from home at the age of 18. To my amazing husband, who really does put up with all my craziness, the long hours and the late nights, he is always by my side, supports me unconditionally, and is my biggest cheerleader. To Steve, my stepdad, who helped raise me and forced me into being this strong, independent, and most often sassy adult. To my family, my Mimi and my grandfather, who are looking down smiling right now. My grandmother, my Aunt Lee, my dad, Lorette, William, and my in-laws, Shirley and Alan. I really am beyond blessed with an amazing family and a support system. You have no idea the inspiration you give me on a daily basis, and I will always strive to make them proud of me. To my high school accounting teacher, Miss Elizabeth Thompson, who did create a self-study Accounting 2 program. I think they thought I was a little crazy, but it's turned out well. To my family at EY, we are truly one big dysfunctional family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm so lucky to have such an amazing team and amazing people by my side. To Heath, who took me under his wing from the time I was an intern and has tried, notice I put the emphasis on tried, to teach me everything he knows. To Norm and Khaki, who go out on a limb to help develop and support me, and oftentimes see more